Welcome back to Trump Tuesday. This is episode 31. Let's get right into the news. Let's start off with Trump's controversial visit to Kenosha, Wisconsin. He went not to adjust racial tensions, not to unite everyone in the town. He went to thank the law enforcement for the wonderful jobs that they have done. And during the 3 hours that he was there, not once did he mention the name Jacob Blake. He only addressed the shooting when he was actually asked a question about it by a reporter.
I feel terribly for anybody that goes through that. As you know, it's under investigation. It's a big thing happening right now. I guess it's under local investigation. I know, Bill, you're also participating, but it's under your local investigation group unit, and I hope they come up with the right answer. It's a complicated subject, to be honest with you.
Now, Trump's rhetoric during this trip focused hard on how he essentially saved the city by sending in the National Guard troops, falsely taking credit for the deployment. Before Trump went to Kenosha, though, he sat down for a Fox News interview with Laura Ingraham. This is what he had to say about the protests and riots in Portland.
Now, we sent in Homeland Security. The reason we sent them in was to protect our courthouse. We have a $300 million courthouse, and they wanted to blow up our courthouse or burn it down. Take your choice. Blow it up or burn it down, they said.
So I can't wait for the new Ozzy Osbourne album to come out. Blow it up or burn it down. Then, Trump was asked why his re-election will calm things down.
So how does a Trump re-election calm things down in the United States? Biden says he's going to calm things down. How will a Trump re-election calm? Why? Why won't he calm things down?
Biden won't calm things down. They will take over. They will have won. If Biden gets in, they will have won.
Okay, that's like saying, if he eats that cheeseburger, he will eat that cheeseburger. That's not good, folks. That's not good. Trump even took the chance to repeat a bogus and provably false story when asked about Joe Biden.
Who do you think is pulling Biden's strings? Is it former Obama
people
officials?
That you've never heard of, people that are in the dark shadows, people that...
What does that mean? That sounds like conspiracy theory. Dark shadows.
No,
what is
people
that?
that you haven't heard of. They're people that are on the streets. They're people that are controlling the streets. We had somebody get on a plane from a certain city this weekend, and in the plane, it was almost completely loaded with thugs wearing these dark uniforms, black uniforms with gear and this and that. They're on a plane.
Where's this?
I'll tell you sometime, but it's under investigation right now. But they came from a certain city, and this person was coming to the Republican National Convention, and there were like 7 people on the plane like this person, and then a lot of people were on the plane to do big damage. They were coming for
planning
for
Washington.
Yeah, this is all happening.
But the money is coming from somewhere.
Money is coming
how can it be
from some very stupid rich people.
Very stupid rich people. Yeah, tell me about it. Also, the story Trump told about the quote, thugs in dark uniforms on a plane is completely misinformation. Found on social media app, say it with me, Facebook. The claim about the flight matches a viral Facebook post from June 1st that falsely claimed at least a dozen males got off the plane in Boise from Seattle, dressed head to toe in black. The post by an Idaho man warned residents to be ready for attacks downtown in residential areas, and claimed one passenger had a tattoo that said Antifa America on his arm. The county sheriff's office in Idaho then declared the rumor false, after it was shared over 3,000 times on Facebook. The rest of the interview went as you would expect. Trump repeatedly telling false claims about the economy, boasting about his poorly handled coronavirus pandemic, lying about Joe Biden's policies, spreading fear to the American people as a desperate measure to get ahead. He even compared the tragic police shooting of Jacob Blake to a quote, 3-foot putt in a golf tournament. Anyway, let's move on to possibly the most bombshell pieces of information about Trump ever to come out to the public, and that is regarding the military.
President Trump questioned why he should go to a cemetery of American soldiers near Paris, saying it's filled with losers, and called the American war dead suckers for getting killed. The article also said the president canceled the visit to the cemetery because he feared his hair would become disheveled in the rain. The article also says that when Senator John McCain died, the president told his senior staff, "We're not going to support that loser's funeral."
In a new report, The Atlantic writes Trump called Americans who died during war losers and suckers, and that he backed off a 2018 visit to a French cemetery for U.S. soldiers because he didn't think it was important to honor them. The story cites 4 people with first-hand knowledge, but does not name them, and ABC News has not confirmed these claims.
This is insane. The Atlantic reported that Trump called American soldiers who died in the war losers and suckers for getting killed, that he wanted wounded veterans to be out of military parades. He also needed to know who the good guys were in World War I, and voiced how he didn't know why the United States would intervene on the side of the Allies, and finally that he was furious over having to lower the flags to honor American war hero John McCain after he died. And of course, Trump's first reaction was to dispute this. And dispute he did.
I would be willing to swear on anything that I never said that about our fallen heroes. There is nobody that respects them more.
It's a fake story written by a magazine that was probably not going to be around much longer, but it was a totally fake story, and that was confirmed by many people who were actually there. It was a terrible thing that somebody could say the kind of things, and especially to me, because I've done more for the military than almost anybody else. And it's a disgrace. Who would say a thing like that? Only an animal would say a thing like that. There is nobody that has more respect for not only our military, but for people that gave their lives in the military.
There is nobody that respects them more. So I just think it's a horrible, horrible thing. No animal, nobody, what animal would say such a thing?
Who's Trump trying to fool here at this point? Even Fox News came out to publicly confirm this report, which definitely doesn't help his cause. Speaking of not helping his cause, there's real video evidence of Trump insulting John McCain. Listen to this.
I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero. 5.5 years. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
This is just devastating news for Trump, which will surely make an impact on this election. Because like the economy, Trump takes a lot of pride in our military. And as devastating as this already is for Trump, both approval ratings are going down. It's crazy to think that we live in a country where people just refuse to listen to the facts, but instead they watch Fox News. Trump continues to search desperately for things to spread fear and break down his opponent, like repeating a false conspiracy theory spread on Facebook. The US economy is down 4.7 million jobs since January 2017 when Trump took office, the worst job losses in any president ever recorded in United States history. And now as his poll numbers decrease, Trump and his allies are starting to find some way to deny the new bombshell pieces of news about Trump and the military to save their campaign. And even more after the arrest of Steve Bannon, Trump's chief strategist, it seems like the White House
is almost completely loaded with thugs.
Thank you for watching, and see you next week on Trump Tuesday.